All right, everybody. Sunday, October 19th. It's 5:30, and we are joined yet again by the 6-foot Carleigh. I got to be honest. When I saw Junior, I'm like, she has been here forever. I cannot believe she's only a junior. But the 6-foot junior from San Antonio, Texas, she started all 32 games last year. She led the team in points. She led the team in assists. And she is one of the mainstays and leaders.
What that was.
What, low behind the back?
It's not
Bad,
like that.
but that way? Okay. Oh, that you're not doing the you're doing the Magic Johnson. He. That one? Is that what you were doing?
That's better than the behind the head.
Okay. All right. So there we go. One of the mainstays and leaders of the program. Dare I say old head? How do we feel about that?
You can say it.
Okay. One of the old heads. Welcome back, Carleigh. How are you?
I'm doing good. How have you been?
Fantastic as always. So we'll start off with a haiku from our guy Pete McGee.
Okay.
Winning Wenzel's way, constant in chaotic change, a loyal Hokie. Can I get a grade on that one?
That was I'll give that a 12 out of 10. I think it spoke volume.
12 out of 10. So first of all, the new uniforms are sick. How long have you been sitting on this information? When did we go from photo shoot to finally everybody seeing it? Have you known about this for a while?
We knew about the orange ones a while ago because we took our team pictures and stuff for the locker room and everything. We took those a little while ago, but then we finally got to see the white ones just a couple weeks ago. We loved the white. So
we haven't seen the white yet, have we?
Yeah, it just got announced.
Okay, then I haven't seen it yet, so I will check back in.
Orange.
The oranges are elite. Now the oranges, kind of tipping the cap to the men's ACC championship, which was amazing, and they got to be one of my favorite threads that we trot out there. So super excited about that. But 10 toes down, Carleigh Wenzel. First of all, I don't know if you looked. I went back and looked at the numbers. Carleigh Wenzel is a podcast numbers machine. You had 10,000 listens the last time you were on this podcast. Now, why is that, Carleigh? Yes, it's because we love the way that you play. It is because women's basketball is a brand that has grown tremendously since you've been here. But also, we loved you came on the show on April 8th, 2024, and it was following your decision to lead from the front and stay at Virginia Tech with Coach Duffy. So my question, how are you feeling after year one? Tell me a little bit about how that went.
I think I kind of grew a lot in terms of it was finally my turn to be in a bigger role. And so it was a learning year for sure. I kind of obviously there was success within it, but a lot of stuff that I wanted to learn from and take away. So something that kind of going into this year, there's a lot of things that I think I could really build off of. Mm-hmm. That's something that kind of work on all summer and things like that. But just the people I'm around, I think I'm around such great people, and they're obviously Coach Nay and Coach Duffy were point guards, and that's something that the role I've taken on since I've been here. So just being able to learn from basically the top down and kind of absorb so much information has been something that I kind of took out of last year, obviously going into this year. But I think that's been the biggest thing is just being coached by point guards. You just see so much, you hear so much more. That's been something that was super helpful for me last year specifically.
So what was your biggest challenge and what are you most proud of for last year?
Being able to be pretty consistent scoring wise. I think that's something that's really hard to do. I know I had games where it was just not my best, but being able to kind of perform and step into that role, that's a role that, everybody wants to have. And so being able to kind of do that and know that kind of I'm being relied on, obviously that's a lot of pressure, but it's super rewarding. So that one, and then really my playing through so much contact, I feel like things just were so much more physical. I was guarded a different way. So trying to adjust to that, I feel like that's something I've been working on all summer. It's just playing through contact, just learning to adjust to certain defenses and figure out basically what the defense is giving me, how I should kind of take certain things. Like if people are going under, I need to learn to pull the easy shots instead of over penetrate, stuff like that. So that's been probably my biggest takeaway that I've really been working on and something that I want to improve on from last year.
So I've never thought about it this way, but if you think back to some of the teams that you were on and you think about the ACC in general, when Georgia was on this team and when Liz was on this team, they got the hell beat out of them for the entire game, right? And I think that really gave so many other players the opportunity to go out and to score and be effective. I don't know how better to word this other than, what is that adjustment like? Like, do you come out of games like just feeling more beat up? How do you adjust to that certain standpoint, just from a physicality perspective, not necessarily going over, going under? Like, what was that like to have to learn on the fly?
It's more of just being able to finish through like minimal contact. Like there were times where I was kind of going into games thinking either one, I was going to be getting beat the whole game, and I just was kind of expecting that, and then I'm just not getting touched. Or there's games where I'm just getting beat and I'm just not expecting it. So it's kind of just trying to find that middle ground of be ready for the hit, but if it's not coming, be ready to just make an easy finish or an easy pass and stuff like that. And also just setting my teammates up for success. Like I think there's a lot of times where I put my teammates in bad spots in terms of giving them the ball where they aren't their best self. And so that's something I've been working on too, just getting people in places where they'll be successful, where they're the most comfortable and stuff like that. I think that's my biggest thing. And if, that's something we can always grow off of, but if I can set them up for success, that's going to be where we're going to be the most successful.
So you're a year in with Megan Duffy. You guys had the hug heard around the world early on, but there's a lot of unknowns. Like you're like, okay, so you're recruiting me to stay now, and now I've been here, and now I've been in practice, and I'm in the program now. So what does a Coach Duffy practice look like? Like, what does a Coach Duffy's program look like? Very
intense. There's an expectation to come in with effort and energy, and that's not something that is at every level. Obviously, there are practices where we come in and we're just not ready to go, and we're quick to get on the line. And if that's what it takes for us to bring energy, like she'll do it every day. And obviously, you're grateful for that as a player. You kind of know what you have to come in giving every day and things like that. But definitely very intense, a lot of energy, loud. It will not be a quiet gym, whether that's on the court or people off the court. Like everybody's expected to just show up and be ready to go. And it's not necessarily how many shots you make or miss, but how hard you fight to kind of get the ball back, or how hard you stop the ball in transition, stuff like that. Just the smaller things rather than how many buckets you can score.
Now, we've talked about this with Hunter Couture and some of the other basketball players, and they've been in the Mike Young system for a while. But is there a quote or a saying or some sort of thing that stands out that Coach Duffy is always doing? A Duffyism. Is there anything that you can think of off the top of your head?
Really just not necessarily a saying, but she is just huge on effort. Like you can make 10 mistakes, but if you can make up for it with your effort, like that's okay for her. So it's not like you don't have to be perfect. You can mess up the play. You can mess up defensively, but if you recover based off how hard you're going, like you'll play.
Got it.
So that's nice, because not everybody does that. A lot of people have short leashes, things like that. It's like if you make a mistake, you're coming off the court. That's just not the way she operates at all.
So when you look at this team and you look at, okay, we've been a year, because anytime a coach comes in, you basically, it's almost like a birthday for somebody when you're in like grade school and they bring in the box of donuts and it's like, look, you get what you get and you don't get upset, right? And she has a certain type of, cupboard to work with. Now that the roster has been changed and the system has been in for a couple of years, like what is the biggest area that you all believe you can grow as a team and some of the biggest bounds that you've made over this offseason?
I think defensively. I think offensively we were pretty steady in what we did. We kind of led with like percentaging, like 3-point percentage, stuff like that. But I think our defense was kind of shaky. And so I think we made a huge jump with that. We're trying to put a lot more pressure on the ball, kind of pick up a little bit more in the full court instead of just, running back and stopping them once they cross the 3-point line. That's something that we try to kind of get away from. And I think that with who she's brought in and decided to recruit and stuff like that, like that's kind of what we're going for, is defensive pressure and kind of upping that. And we weren't really able to do that with the bodies last year, but also just having people to come in behind you. Like we're going 10, 12 deep. And so that's just not something that we've been able to do in the past. So everybody coming in, kind of fresh bodies to come in and make a difference on the defensive end and kind of put our opponents kind of on their toes in a way. and make them think a little bit more. So it's just not coming so easy. But again, that's with your effort. That's with how hard you're playing and stuff like that. So just playing hard at all times of the game. And even when someone else is coming in for you, they're going to come in and you know that they're going to give their all. And so that's just how it's kind of going right now. We're all kind of upping it on defense.
So we alluded to it in the beginning. Old head, you're embracing that role. And it is hard is the wrong word, right? Because I think there are definitely a bunch of different ways to be a leader. And there are a bunch of different ways to lead by example, lead by voice, lead by effort. There are a bunch of different characteristics. So looking at yourself as one of the older players on this team, like, how have you grown as a leader, and how do you try to institute what is your leadership style going into this year?
So it's actually funny because me, Karis, and Matt have actually been meeting with our sports psychologist here and figuring that out, like what is our best self look like in order to lead our team and stuff like that. So me personally, mine would be, I have a very, it's not really a bad habit, but I'm quick to kind of like snap. Like like it's more of the tone I'm saying it in rather than what I'm saying.
Yep.
And so I have worked on kind of just being able to calm myself down enough to allow others to hear me and things like that. And so it's not like, you know, I'm beefing with somebody and I'm ripping someone's butt and then we're going off the court and we're not talking. Like, it's never been like that, but it's just been, I'm kind of want to approach people differently and allow them to hear me in a way that I don't want to come off kind of as an ass, like on the court and things like that. And so that's been what I've been working on most, and just understanding who needs what in certain moments. Like, does somebody need to be told over and over and over again, or do you need to tell them once and let them figure it out? That's just not something that I've been used to. It's either I tell you once and you're not figuring it out, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you figure it out on your own. Like, no. Just continuing to stay engaged with my teammates and continuing to give constant reminders if that's what I have to do. But obviously I know the system and I know how things operate at this point and how I want our culture to be and how it's been the last couple of years, going to the Final Four and stuff, freshman year and things like that. So continuing to keep that expectation as what our culture needs, and just trying to approach people differently and not necessarily it being my tone, but what I'm saying and stuff like that.
So, Carleigh, I'm glad you brought this up with the sports psychiatrist, and kind of we've heard from a bunch of different athletes in different sports as Virginia Tech's athletic department kind of evolves. What are some of the other things? Because I thought it was very interesting that Coach Duffy, she's brought on a bunch of different people that have roles that we've never seen before. I think it's very interesting that there's more of a GM focus with women's basketball now. You mentioned the sports psychiatrist. We've talked a little bit about sports science at Virginia Tech with the football team. Like, what are some of those other resources that may not have been around when you were a freshman, and how you're taking advantage of them now?
Literally, like, from anything from NIL to needing to see a doctor right after practice to needing an IV, like anything you could think of, like we have the opportunity to do so. And so I know there have been times where, for me specifically, I needed to get orthotics. Like, there are a bunch of girls on the team who need orthotics. Like, we're in with a doctor and get custom orthotics within a week. Obviously, the sports psychologist, like, you're able to just go talk to anybody at any time, and they're basically all bought into you and what you need and helping you be great in whatever that aspect is. There are times when you obviously need to see a legit doctor and you have to go see a specialist, get an MRI, whatever that may be. Like, you get that done within a week. You get your results within a week, and that's just not something that happens at all levels or like all schools and things like that. So, like, quite literally anything you could think of, like, we're taken care of. So it's never been an issue or a concern. But I think right now it's kind of just amped up on another level just because of how much women's basketball has grown. Maybe my freshman year, it was within a 2-week or 3-week thing, and now it's just in with a 1-week thing. So it's definitely a priority for us, and we have access to quite literally anything you could think of.
Now, I hate how people sometimes word this question, right? Because I think it's unfair. Anytime one coach leaves and another coach comes in, it's immediately what's better or what's worse or what's that. My question to you would be, you have a unique seat because you were here for both tenures. What would you say is the biggest thing that Coach Duffy has done that you may not have experienced at the high school level, at the AAU level, at the previous regime, that has made a tangible difference in the team or in kind of your process in growing as a player?
one, just how she's bought into every single person from 1 to 13. I think she makes a conscious effort to either one, know them or give them equal opportunity. And that's just not something that happens at all levels. But definitely just her relationship with players 1 through 13. I think she's just as close with player 1 as she is with 13. And that's just not something you see often.
Before we go into newcomers, talk to me a little bit about Kale Peterson. Kale Peterson she was so fun to watch because obviously you play different positions. Obviously you have a different style, but her ability to go out and play within herself and kind of do whatever you needed the team to do really impressed me last year. So talk to me about her development. Talk to me about how she fits in with this team.
Yeah, I think she did a phenomenal job her freshman year. Obviously, and everybody knows how hard it is just to come in as a freshman and perform on a big stage with bright lights. Like, that's just not easy ever. And I think she did a phenomenal job just coming in, just being prepared and doing what we needed her to do. It wasn't that she had to come out and score 20. It was just for her to be a role player. That's exactly what she did. Obviously, this year she's working on expanding her role, and I think she's been doing a great job. I think she knows kind of where she is her best, and she's just tried to be great at that, not really kind of adding anything or doing anything extra. Like, she just is trying to strengthen her great spots of her game to where whatever we need her to do, that's what she's going to come out and do. And I think she's one of the hardest workers I know. She's extremely open-minded. Like, anything you say, like, she wants to learn, whether it's her having questions or just not understanding something. Like, you can kind of just talk to her about anything, and she's willing to go out there. And even if she's uncomfortable doing it, like, she is going to do it. And if she fails, like, it is what it is, she's going to come out and do it the next day as well. That's just not something you see all the time. And so I think she's an extremely hard worker, but just a great person in general off the court. Like, she's extremely hardworking in everything, whether that's school, whatever hobby it is outside of basketball. I think she's just a great person and works really hard.
Every time a season comes to an end, obviously it's not something you control, right? But you can get to the end of the season and you say, you know what, it would have really helped if we had this, or if we had a player with this skill set. And I think Coach Duffy went out and got some really, really talented players. When you evaluate kind of where you guys needed to get better or some skill sets that you needed to add, who are some of the players that have jumped out this offseason and you're like, wow, like, this is going to make a huge difference for us next year?
Well, I think one, athleticism. I think she brought in just pure athletes in Mel Daly and Kyla Freelon. They are just athletes, point blank, period. And so, like, obviously that can help us in any way. But that's being one of them. And then having Samaya back, they're just extremely athletic and lanky and quick, stuff like that you just don't see all the time. And then obviously, you had your skill people that are coming back from last year. And then I think Sophie Swanson, pure shooter, she cannot get down from really anywhere. And that's something that we obviously, again, needed. And then with the freshmen coming in, I think they just work extremely hard. And specifically Amani and Anaya, they come in and they just got big builds. Like, they are just strong. And that's something obviously we needed on the inside, is just pure strength and people that can move, people that can rebound. And they literally come into practice and get every rebound as true freshmen. Like, that's just not something you see often. I think obviously Spella being a foreign game, foreign play, she just moves differently. Her skill set is completely different from what you see, more like a Matilda. Like, it's not extremely fast, but it's extremely skilled. And that was super beneficial for us last year. And then Kate, knockdown shooter. I think I could confidently say that she could be one of our just best pure shooters from anywhere on the court. And that's something that you need. And as a freshman, that's extremely hard to do. So, but I think she's just a scorer in general, Kate. But everybody that she brought in, like, will make an impact, whatever position they're playing or whatever that may be, whatever we need them to be playing as a role player. But they're all amazing people. At the end of the day, we be kicking it.
Carleigh, last kind of tough one before we get to some fun questions here. And I would never have been asked this question when I was in college, and it's a new thing that you all have to deal with. But a skill set like yours, a skill set like Karis, a skill set like Kale, a skill set like you go up and down the line, Samaya as well. Every single year, there are other programs that are like, we could really use a Carleigh Wenzel. We could really use a Karis Baker. Like, I guess my question to you is, how do you navigate as soon as the season ends? And I hate when fans immediately, like, following a season, they're like, well, so-and-so won't be on the roster next year, or so-and-so is not going to be here. Like, as a player, what are those first 2 weeks when a season is over like? I'm not asking you like who reaches out or everything else, but as a team, like when you have a connected team and you're able to bring all of those players back and they're all excited to be there, that speaks volumes to the culture that you all have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's all just doing best with like what's best for you in general. Like we've had, like, for example, Bonnie just going back to Utah like last season, like nobody was upset with her. Everybody supported kind of her decision and stuff like that. So whenever people do leave, it's not like there's no hatred between like us. Like I still talk to Lonnie White every day. Like people that leave or end up transferring out, it's never like bad blood or because like they just don't want to be here. It's more of like there's just a better opportunity out there that fits them. But for us that stay, it's kind of just for me personally, you kind of just know where you're at and know where you want to kind of get better. And I just believe that that's here. I think I obviously already have the green light, but it's where can I improve on? And that's just something that I need to do personally, not the system that I'm in. But there's definitely a lot of outside noise. There's a lot of people in your phone. There's a lot of comments made on social media. There's a lot of opportunity, but it's more of just what's best for yourself and what fits you the best. And every year it's always been just staying here and improving myself as a person rather than leaving and trying to kind of start fresh and start over.
Excellent answer. We'll move to rapid fire now. So Halloween is right around the corner. What is the best candy? What is the best candy, hands down?
I just like Twix. Like I Twix. Like it don't even have to have anything to do with Halloween. I just love Twix. But Halloween specifically, it's not a candy, but the sugar cookies with like the pumpkins and the ghosts on them, I probably eat them every week.
Yeah, no, they're unbelievable. I have no idea what's in them. I'm sure they're not great, but they're absolutely fantastic. Have you been able to find? I know the last couple of times we had you on here, I had just tattletale on myself. I had some unbelievable Tex-Mex yesterday. I went down to Matador in Charlotte. It was really good. I had some carnitas. They were great. Have you been able to find anything? Have we shifted? Is there a current like clubhouse favorite with food in Blacksburg right now?
No, I did the Hatch that just opened.
Okay.
A lot of people have been eating. I haven't tried it yet personally, but I know like everybody around me has been eating it. And I was actually going to go last night, but we ended up going to, where did we go? Elrod's. That's where we went last night.
Of course, yeah.
But it's always Chewy's is my spot. And the last time I actually went to the NC State football game with Mac, and my brother was here in town, and so we went and I took Mac, and she like cleared her plate, and I had posted it on Instagram, and Chewy's like reached out. It was like we hope you love the Red Rat. I tried to text back and get a deal or something, but it so hard. Like Chewy's, I want Chewy's to reach out so bad. Like I just crush their food every time.
We will do our best to try to make good on that deal at NC State. And you walked out at NC State with a dub, which was fun. So you picked a good one. You picked a good one to go to.
It was a late night getting back home, but it was a really good game.
It was. What's on the playlist? So Queens of Castle and women's basketball coverage has always had Taylor Swift as a top topic, obviously. So one, I want to get your thoughts on the new Taylor Swift album, and two, I want to hear what you're listening to. I can't imagine you haven't brought up Taylor Swift unless I bring it up very often. So any thoughts on the new album?
Well, I'm like old school Taylor Swift. Like okay. Like beginning albums, like Like that's definitely my go-to. But let me tell you, I haven't like really listened to the new album like that. Like I played it, but I don't know the songs and stuff like that.
Okay.
But as of late, let me tell you my recent search.
Sure, please.
Oh, well, let me backtrack. I love Morgan Wallen. Like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, I will always turn on like in the car. But old school NBA Youngboy is going as of late. And specifically, let me scroll to the end of my playlist that just got added.
I'll also say while you're doing that, I think people think that it's cool to like say that Morgan Wallen's music is not good. And like objectively speaking, Morgan Wallen's music is awesome to listen to. So I do think it's almost become cool to be like, oh, you like Morgan Wallen? Like, of course you do. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, they're I don't know what to tell you.
Me and Kate Sears like listen to it like on repeat in the gym all the time.
We need Carleigh. We need a country music or some sort of musical person to pop off and make songs about Virginia Tech. Like what Morgan Wallen is to Tennessee, we need something like that. It has to happen.
I would agree, absolutely. But I think if it were, it'd be overplayed like crazy.
Correct. Well, I'm a Virginia Tech fan that's listening to like TN. Like, I mean,
yeah. We just listen to him all the time. Luke Combs, too. I love Luke Combs.
So good. I did get my tickets to go see him in Charlottesville. I am going to go do that. Looking forward to it. It's the most people that'll probably be in that stadium, probably for the entire year, but looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
I got mom and dad last May. I surprised them with concert tickets to go see him at home.
He's amazing.
And it was, I just happened to like log in and like I did like some I like filled out some form or whatever, and it was like, you get access to the 2-day ticket pass or whatever. I was like, so they went for 2 days, but it was great.
NIL deal, Ticketmaster, get on it, Carleigh. Let's go.
I was like, ooh, I guess instead of a 1-day concert, you get to go 2 nights.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else from Rapid Fire. Who's the class clown? Who's the funniest person on the team?
We are like actually probably hilarious. Amani Jenkins.
Okay.
She is up there. Like I would probably, it's her. And then probably under that would be like Samaya. But everyone's so two. We call her 2D. Anaya Trent.
Okay.
But our freshman class is actually hilarious.
It's never fair to ask a player about their team, but I will ask you because you're in the same gym. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype about this men's basketball team. And I do just want to ask you, because you're probably ending practice when they're starting practice, right?
Yeah.
This Neo guy. How are they looking? How are they looking over there? They looking pretty good?
Yeah. So I would say I never know like I don't know what, like they look good all the time. But then, they will be like, oh, we had a bad practice. And to me, it don't look any different than it did the day before. But again, I'm not out there on the sideline. So, but they do look good. They look extremely confident and aggressive with their movements. So I guess that's always a positive when you're not tentative and stuff like that, or not like second guessing. But they're super confident in themselves. I know they're excited for the year and things like that. Just crossing paths with them in the locker room and everything.
Carleigh, I know the men's basketball team used to head over to Hurst, or not Hurst. I'm sorry. They used to head over to the Student Center and just drop buckets on people that were just hanging out, like from SIGEP or whatever. Do you guys ever go down there and just run court on some of these folks that are down there? Has that ever happened?
No. I know the football team goes pretty often. I don't know really if the men's team goes as much as they used to, but we personally never. Like if it was kind of a rule in the past so that we weren't allowed to just,
it's a lose-lose situation,
Like you never know how it'll go, but no, we've never gone, and we definitely don't right now.
I'll tell you what, it would be fun in the off season to get like, if we could aggregate all of the like male frat, like 5'11", 210 people that are talking trash about the women's team and have them go 5-on-5 in Hurst.
Social media somewhere after our games.
That's what I'm going to do this season. I'm going to start a bookmark of a group of folks that could play you guys 5-on-5. And here's what we'll do. We'll actually, through like NIL, we'll raise a pot and we'll say, hey, look, if the frat boys come in and win, you guys can take the prize and go down to Elrod's and do whatever, buy a bunch of Busch Lights and drink them out of the back of the tailgate. Or if not, we'll just spread it across the women's basketball team. And maybe you guys could do a commercial for the frat. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody.
I think we need that in every which way possible. Yes. So I think that may need to actually happen.
100%.
On both ends.
Carleigh Wenzel, I know you are a Virginia Tech football fan. I know you support all Virginia Tech athletics, but I do have a question. I know that you love sports in general. What did you think about this last weekend of college football? Did you get a chance to watch any of it? Any thoughts on college football in general? Any hot takes?
So I do not like watch college football like that.
Okay.
I know it's probably crazy. I know. But I'm more like in the volleyball. Like I think college volleyball is tremendous. Specifically Nebraska.
Yeah.
All those games. I know our Pitt volleyball is really good, stuff like that. But I was watching. They actually played today, but the last game between us and UVA.
Yep.
Here we lost that one.
They did win.
But that one I was locked into the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they ended up doing today. I know they played today, but
last one before I give you fan questions and we let you go. San Antonio Spurs. I know people are excited about Victor Wembanyama, but I don't think people are talking enough about everybody else on the team. I got to tell you, as being a Celtics fan, Luke Cornett, devastated to see Luke go. And I don't know if you've heard the nickname for Luke Cornett and Victor Wembanyama. They're calling him they're calling him French vanilla, like the flavor coffee.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. Any expectations for the Spurs? Like, what are we thinking this year?
I think they're always like legit. I think it's crazy to say, but my AAU coach, his oldest daughter is De'Aaron Fox's wife.
That's crazy.
So I've seen De'Aaron Fox around. I think he's such a great guy. So that's like if I'm rooting for anybody, is De'Aaron Fox. But I've kind of seen a little bit more over the past since De'Aaron Fox obviously got there. But I think they're always not super successful, but they always have the pieces.
That's true. That's true.
If they got French vanilla and Fox, I'm sure the expectations got to be high.
Last three that we have from here. Number one, Adam Boitnott. First of all, I got to give it up. Adam Boitnott, like huge supporter of women's basketball. Awesome dude. Love Adam. He asks, what evolution of your game will we see most this season? I.e., what have you been working on most in the lab?
I think one, my leadership. Again, how I'm leading, the leader I want to be perceived as. 2, setting people up in the right spots to be successful. And 3, playing through contact, getting in the weight room, getting more muscle on, more weight on in general, trying to maintain my weight. It's pretty hard for me, but believe it or not, Hokie Nation, I have put on 15 pounds since I promise y'all, I'm in the weight room. I am eating like it, just the way my body is, my metabolism is, it be hard.
Let's go.
But I'm doing everything I could possibly be doing to prepare myself for the duration of the season and just playing through a lot more contact this year.
That's awesome. I need to lose 15 pounds, so I'm gonna get working on that. Reasonable Squirrel. This isn't really a question. Every time she drains a deep bucket, I yell Wenzel. Sounds like Denzel for Denzel Washington. I hope she's okay with that. Are you okay with that?
If you ever compare me or put me in the same boat as Denzel Washington, I will take it. In whatever way you would like to put us together. Absolutely. Perfectly fine with me.
And then the last one, Herminio Nieves. I hope that's not like a curse word in Spanish. I don't know what that means. Who has impressed you the most of the newcomers?
I think I would say Anaya Trent, one of the freshmen that just came in. It's not hard for a freshman to come in ever. And I think she has shown such great growth and progress since she got here in the summer. Great kid off the court, amazing person to just be around all the time. One of the more funny ones on the team, very loud personality. Believe it or not, you won't see it on her face in the game. She's very straight-faced in the game, but I think she works extremely hard, and she's just shown great progress and works beyond overtime hours to make sure that she's prepared and ready for anything that she has to be ready for this year.
Shout out to Tootie. Carleigh, it has been a pleasure. My last question for you, I ask every single player ahead of the season. If somebody's like looking at the calendar like, man, this women's basketball team, like, do I need to get this on the calendar? Do I need to get down there? What is your message to someone considering going to games or a game this year? Sell them on it. NIL, you've been promoting different businesses. Promote your program. Why should somebody come out and check out the Hokies this year?
Well, one, I think we are all great women. You don't see us in trouble. You don't see us doing things that we shouldn't be doing.
Yep.
2, we work extremely hard.
Yep.
In the summer, in the winter, in the fall, spring, whatever season you may think, we are working for the season and to perform for you guys. And 3, we're just great people. I think we all have very loud personalities. We all mesh very well. So I think if one, if you're just in the rafters or right behind the bench, I think you're going to see a lot of personality, a lot of fun stuff just always going around, regardless of the tension in the gym or whatever it may be.
C-Dub, cannot wait to come out and watch y'all play. Best of luck this season. We'll talk again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.